Maintaining a vehicle is not a happy purchase. Nobody gets up in the morning and says, I'm going to service my car today. Wow.
My car goes out on servicing. You need to wait the whole day. The car is going with someone else.
The paradox is, as the vehicles get older, they should be maintained more.
How has been your customers' reaction towards your servicing?
Surprisingly, we've received cars from the Maruti, Tata, Mahindra, Hyundai, right up to Mercedes, BMWs, even Bentleys.
World where everything is running behind, my company should have next level valuations. A lot of customers should come in, fast growth. And are you also going to do that faster thing?
Of course you want to grow fast. I'm not going to sit here and say I don't want fast growth. We're not focused on valuation at all. We're focused on building a core business.
Recently, EV cars came in, and honestly, till now, I'm not able to trust.
EVs are here to stay. And as we move into the future, we'll see even more.
If cars had a reset button, what problem would it fix the most?
Depreciation.
Hi everyone, very good day for me because I am sitting with a very seasoned professional. I just got to know that he actually has more than 25 years of experience and we have been chatting since morning from many days and I'm very inspired for what have you done so far, Ashnut. So meet Ashnut Chopra, the MD of Petromin, and we are here to learn more. But I don't think I'm going to do justice to introduce you because you've done a lot. Would you take a minute and tell our audience about yourself, just like an elevator pitch?
Elevator pitch about me. Well, first of all, hello everyone. Hi Ankita. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm so happy to be speaking to you today. I went to the UK to do my MBA in Manchester Business School. I did consulting for a couple of years after that, classic route, but the automotive industry was always my true calling. I then started working for Ford in the UK. Ford over there was the market leader. Thoroughly enjoyed. I did variety of roles in sales, in after sales, in strategy. I was also managing the market of Northern Ireland, which was a wonderful, wonderful experience for me. Very similar, but culturally so different from the rest of the UK. Me and my wife always say that the two best years of our lives that we spent were the 2 years that we spent in Northern Ireland. And it was very special for us because our son was born there. So, and that was, along with my career, it was also a very special part of my life. We came back to India and now I'm running my own business. And here we are talking about Petromin Express.
Amazing. So, what is your current role about, and can you tell us more about Petromin?
So when I was working for Ford in the UK, Shivi used to be my boss over there. He also happens to be my mentor. Shivi is now the group CEO of Petromin Corporation in Saudi.
Wow.
And Petromin Corporation were looking at expansion in new markets. And one day, Shivi gives me a call and he says, Ashnut, we've always been talking about how the automotive aftermarket in India is unstructured. Do you want to take on this challenge? And, I said, when Shivi calls, there is only one answer. Yes, and we're going to go and do it. So there we are, Petromin Express and me, we've joined hands and now we're going to transform the automotive industry in India.
Amazing. So now you just said about how unorganized the automotive industry is, and it's also growing in India. A lot of people are buying vehicles, a lot of brands are jumping in, and they want to capture this market for sure. So how Petromin is coming to India and fixing some of the problems? Would you be able to shed more light for our audience that what is Petromin and what is the problem that you're trying to solve?
So Petromin is a very large organization in Saudi. They're a multimodal mobility solutions provider.
But that in India is irrelevant. We have to focus on the problems of India and the Indian market and the Indian consumer. See, in India, less than 30% of vehicle owners go back to the OEs for their servicing needs. Once they're out of warranty, they pretty much do not go to the OE. And the entire aftermarket outside the OE network is unstructured. There are no structured players over there. And that is such a huge opportunity. And that's what we're trying to fix.
That's so nice. So, I mean, you said that you've been in Saudi as a company. For how long you've been there? What was their work over there? And how it's coming to India? Like it's like a bigger step for them, right? I would like you to shed more light on that.
So Petromin has been existing in the Saudi market for more than 60 years. It's one of the most recognized brands in the Saudi market.
Wow. Yeah, okay.
Every half a kilometer, you'll see a Petromin Express garage in Jeddah or in Riyadh for that matter. It's a household name. It's an award-winning organization, not just for management, but also for customer service and indeed for employee satisfaction. So it really is, a very ethical, a very value-based, and a very deep-rooted, strong organization. And we're now trying to bring that to the Indian consumer.
Okay. What is the vision that the brand has in India?
So like I said, we want to transform the automotive afterspace. We want to take away the pain points of the customer, right? And in order to do that, one of the most strategic tie-ups that we've made is with Hindustan Petroleum. So we source oil from HPCL. Our garages are located on HPCL fuel forecourts. Right? So they're all across the city. And together, we're trying to, two large corporations coming together, we're trying to, as I said, transform the aftermarket after.
So, Ashut, you just mentioned about convenience, right? You were talking about that these bigger warehouses. I remember my car goes out on servicing, the whole day the car is with them. And it's kind of stressful that you need to wait the whole day, the car is going with someone else, you don't know how they're using your car. So, it's a bigger level problem. So, that is me as a consumer. I wanted to shed more lights on what is the existing situation in the market, what other competitors are doing, and how Petromin is coming in place to figure this out, right? This I want to know from you.
So there's a lot of people who are trying to address this problem. There are other peoples who are attempting to be structured players in the aftermarket, in the automotive aftermarket. But their model is fundamentally different to ours in as much as all our garages are company owned and company operated.
Okay.
We are neither aggregators nor franchisees because we have a very strict control on quality. Because ultimately that is what matters to the customer. Plus what we do is we cut out one layer of profit and we pass on that benefit to the customer. So no one really is in the exact space that we are. Really small format garages located in very convenient locations across the city and at a very affordable price.
So now, Ashut, you said about servicing, cost and everything. So this is a thing that was not in a focus in the industry before because see, I come from a middle class family and a car was a luxury back then and how we could afford the car was also a very big thing for our family, right? And the consumerism, capitalistic world has been increasing so far. So I've seen more cars have hit the road right now. The behavior to adapt the car, buy a car, it's more easier than it was before, I believe, because I was able to afford it. Second-hand car industries are growing. But you know that its car is not one-time cost. It's like an expenditure which you need to spend on your car, yearly basis, etc. So do you think that the user is doing servicing because it's a cost that is an expensive cost? And if they are doing that, like some of them also skip. So what are the consequences for that?
Ankita, you've touched on 3 or 4 things. Let me take them one after another. First of all, the vehicle is the most important asset you own after your house, right? It is the tool you use to drive your family, right? It's very important to keep it safe, to keep it cleaned, right? And in order to do that, you must get it periodically maintained. It is not an expense. It is an investment you're making into a very important asset. Having said that, the reality is that car servicing, maintaining a vehicle is not a happy purchase, right? Nobody gets up in the morning and says, I'm going to service my car today. Wow. No, you don't do that, right? For the minute you buy your car, buying a car is a great experience and the whole family goes out. We look at cars, we'll do test drives. There's a ceremonial delivery and they'll make you cut a cake, the ribbon. You drive out of the car showroom and it's time to fill fuel. You don't want to do that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No one likes to buy tires. Nobody likes to put fuel in their cars. Nobody likes to service their cars. It's just the reality.
Yeah.
And it's something that people need to understand. It's preventive maintenance
Hmm.
in order for something major going wrong later. And it's very important. The paradox is, as the vehicles get older, they should be maintained more. The people want to spend less and less on older vehicles.
Hmm. Amazing. So Ashut, I know when we were sitting and you were talking about the bull's eye of the brand, and yeah, brand bull's eye. And when I was checking your website, it was on top with the HP logo, right? Would you be able to shed more light? Because one of the values that you mentioned in that was actually your technician support, and you said that you focus more on that. So I didn't want to ask back then, but would you be able to shed more light on it this podcast?
Yeah, it's a very important. It's a very important part of our being. In Petromin Corporation globally, we do not have employees. We refer to each other as colleagues, and that's the culture of the company.
Hmm.
And our technicians, we call them technical partners,
Okay.
and they're absolutely central to everything we do. In fact, the way our business model works is that every technician is effectively a bay owner. He owns that bay. He will go out into the fuel station, he'll prospect a customer, bring him in, or if a customer drives in, he will receive him, sell the service, do the repair, bill him, take the money, and then clean his own bay, and then go after the next customer.
Hmm.
And whatever money he makes for the company on that bay, he gets commissioned out of that. So he effectively is a micro entrepreneur running his own business from this one day. Now, if we take it further, our garages, what we do is we focus only on what matters to the customer. And the second part of our brand bullseye, or another clog in the wheel, is honest pricing. So we have taken out all the layers and all the faff which the customer does not want to pay for. Our garages are small, our garages are functional, right? We don't have service advisors. We don't have job controllers. We don't have floor supervisors. We don't have layers and layers and layers of cost, which ultimately gets added on and passed on to the customer, right? All our garages are manned by N plus 1 people. So a 2-bay garage is manned by 3 people. We have a technical partner manning each bay and a lead man. That's it. There is nobody else in the garage, and they're responsible not just for receiving customers, for doing the repair, collecting the cash, but also for cleaning and maintaining the garage.
Oh, then they are more like entrepreneurs having their own company.
Absolutely, apni dukaan.
So I have one question. So you have seen this industry, automotive, like most of the problem that technicians have seen so far is the churn, the showing up. Would you be able to shed more light on how you are maintaining that with your brand?
So you said two things, churn and showing up. So yes, it's true. It's endemic in our industry. Attrition is very high. Our attrition is extremely low. In fact, it's less than 2%. When we started, we did have this problem, but now that we've stabilized, our churn rate is extremely low. And when showing up, our garage is open on time, because ultimately, if the technician keeps the garage open, he makes more money and he's commissioned more. So he has a direct incentive on, showing up on time.
Yeah. So you're just saying that you're focusing more on the satisfaction and giving more ownership, and then it's creating a ecosystem for the
Absolutely.
technician.
It's all about ownership. It's all about ownership.
Okay. So when their satisfaction is improved, the servicing quality also improves. So good work
And
there.
that passes on, and that vibe passes on to the customers, right? And the customers also see value in what they're getting.
Yeah. So you just touched upon customers, right? How has been your customers' reaction towards your servicing? What type of customers are you looking forward to? Would you shed more light on the customer aspects of Petromin?
Sure. It's very interesting. When we started, we were not sure of who will come to our garage. We thought it will be mainly customers driving cars of lower value and probably 7 to 10 years old. Surprisingly, we've received cars from the Maruti, Tata, Mahindra, Hyundai, right up to Mercedes, BMWs, even Bentleys, right? So across the spectrum and across the age range of the vehicle and age range of the customer. We've received such a broad spectrum of customers, and across the board, they've all been extremely satisfied. Our Google ratings are very high. The customer satisfaction, the testimonials that we get, um, all of them love our service. Of course, we've had challenges. Of course, we've had issues when we started, but those are very natural to any business. What we do is we go down, do a root cause analysis, and fix it. Because we are right now still testing. We're still in pilot testing phase. We've got 20 garages which are live in Chennai and Bangalore.
Okay.
And as of now, we've just put in plans to double our capacity. We're moving from 20 to 40 garages in the same 2 cities.
Wow.
The way our business model works is they work in clusters. So we saturate one cluster and then move to the next, because it goes back to the customer. For the customer, if he wants to get his car service, he should be around the corner.
So you're just saying that you are doing limited, but you're doing perfect, and then there is a scalability which is happening, right?
We do limited services. We do not do major repair. We do all maintenance and light repair only. We do not do major repair. But what we do perfectly.
Okay, so you just said that you have limited garages right now, right? And in the world where everything is running behind, my company should have next level valuation, lot of customers should come in, fast growth. We just need to reach there at the point, right? I mean, you understand what I'm talking about. So, what is your vision on that? Are you also going to do that faster thing? And what is the element of customer here? Are you focusing there as well?
So
Controversial, sorry.
no, it's a very pertinent question. Of course, you want to grow fast. I'm not going to sit here and say I don't want fast growth, but we're not focused on valuation. Valuation is the end result, and I think right now, companies and startups are being formed with the main objective being to achieve a valuation. And I think that's fundamentally incorrect. We need to focus on solving a customer need and making transactional profit, which will result in scalability, and valuation will be the end result.
Oh, amazing.
We're not focused on valuation at all. We're focused on building a core business, solving the customer pain point, right?
Yeah.
And that's and ultimately, along the way, we will make money.
Actually, very hard to see such, insights, because nowadays business so fast growth, and you're talking about
No,
like,
I'm not saying I want to grow slowly, but not at the cost of getting the service wrong. We've spent more than 1 year slowly pacing up the business. We have not yet diluted even a single rupee of equity, and we've not borrowed a single rupee in debt.
Wow.
The entire business so far has been funded through our own equity. And the cash we've burnt in this learning phase has given us so much wealth of information on what the Indian customer wants, how the model should be fine-tuned for India, that we'll be absolutely sure that when we ultimately go into the market, we will generate value, not just for our customers, but also for our investors going forward.
That's so good, because you just mentioned about localizing the brand coming from Saudi. It is a good thing. That I'm very, very happy that you shared that, because it's very important for us to create trust. How customers are used to not just going for valuation, but also getting a value. So good one. So I want to know more. So now you have seen the EV spectrum. Recently, EV cars came in, and honestly, till now, I'm not able to trust. I honestly don't know if they are even serviced or not. Would you be able to shed more light on the future of servicing, not just with EV, but other vehicles as well?
So once again, a very topical question. EVs are here to stay. And as we move into the future, we'll see even more fuel-efficient hybrids. We will see much more electrification than we are seeing now. The grid will be able to cope up with the demand. But look, every time a car moves, it will break and it will need fixing. So, right, we won't need oil change, but all the consumables, tires, batteries, wipers, bulbs, there will be maintenance, there will be cleaning, there will be, you will need to maintain your vehicle, which has been out on the road for 50,000 kilometers. So the servicing industry will evolve, it will not dissolve.
So Before we move into our last question, I'm going to do rapid fire questions with you. So,
All right.
what is the biggest mistake people make when changing engine oil?
Using the wrong kind of engine oil.
Oh.
The viscosity is very important.
Local mechanics versus branded services center. Who's more reliable?
Branded service centers, absolutely.
Okay. What's one simple tip that can immediately improve your car's mileage? I have that problem. Please
Tire
tell me.
pressure.
Tire pressure.
Check your tire pressure and oil change.
Oh. Is just refining AC gas the right solution when your AC is not cooling?
So refilling AC gas is not the only solution, but it's the first thing. The first thing you do is you fill AC gas, and that should solve the problem 80% of the time. If it doesn't, then go deeper.
What's one car maintenance myth that needs to go?
It's not an expense, it's an investment.
Wow. If cars had a reset button, what problem would it fix the most?
Depreciation.
Someone's talking about money right now. What's the easiest way to tell if a mechanic is overpricing you?
Oh dear, you're going to get me into trouble here. So if everything is a matter of life and death, if he makes everything, if he sensationalizes everything, he's probably fleecing you.
Oh, okay. Is premium fuel really worth it, or is it just marketing hype?
Oh, I think they're worth it. I think it's worth it. Not just any fuel, HP power.
Wow. What's the one dashboard warning light you should never ignore?
The engine light, engine overheating. So I'm not saying you should ignore any light, but the engine overheating is probably the most important one.
And what are the consequences?
Or you could have an engine seizure.
What's one small habit that can make your car last 50,000 kilometers longer?
Regular oil change.
Okay. If you could design the ultimate dream garage, what would be in it?
Okay. The ultimate dream garage, if I would design, being a foodie myself, it would have a fine dine cafe. And you know what? Our garages, the fine dine cafes would also be Michelin star. If we were to do it,
Oh,
that's how good we'd be.
okay. If cars could talk, what do you think your own car would say about you?
My car,
Yeah.
he'd probably tell me the same thing my team tells me. Boss, slow down.
If your garage had a theme song, what would it be?
If our garages had a theme song, something high on energy, maybe Steppenwolf, Born to be Wild.
Wow. What's your go-to snack when you are in the workshop?
Snack,
Yeah.
nuts and bolts.
Okay. It was an amazing podcast, but before we end, Ashok, there's a lot to learn from you. Of course, you have decoded your work. You have done a lot of research. I could feel it. What is the messaging that you want to give to the audience today who are watching your podcast?
I think car servicing is not an expense. I keep saying this. It's an investment into the most valuable asset you make. We are here to revolutionize the aftermarket. Watch out for this space. We're right now there in Bangalore, in Chennai, and very soon we'll be in your city as well.
Good luck for that, Ashnut. It was lovely meeting you. It was such a nice podcast, and I learned myself a lot. And I need to give my car to your garage to get it repaired for sure. Thanks viewers for watching. Please follow Ashnut Chopra and Petroman and watch this podcast, share with everyone, and we look forward to hearing from you. We will be in the DM. Feel free to DM us. Thank you. Take care.